American fan of Dota 2 because their sole surviving team in the DPC are 1-0 down and facing elimination. Can they claw their way back? Well, it's a tall ask, frankly, and we're not being rude about them, but they are 0-18 right now in the last 18 games of the DPC, so it doesn't seem particularly likely, but I think there's at least one member of our panel who will remain positive regardless and will give us the reasons why they can crawl back into this game. Nahaz.
Can I just say how much I like their draft right now?
Okay. I mean, look, you know, they played okay game one.
They did.
It's not like they played badly.
Look, Pepita did very, very well in a mid lane matchup against Alina, which Viper against Lina now is no longer an easy matchup. Viper is no longer the lane dominator he once was. They made some good things happen in the early game, despite a few deaths from the LC that shouldn't necessarily have happened. I'd like to see them pick a team with a little more mobility in AoE. I'd like to see Stinger, a couple heroes that he's done well on. His Puck has been pretty good. His Omni Knight is good. And I want to see him buy BKBs, man. You need to play 2018 Dota.
All good advice, all solid advice. If he was the coach right now, then would they listen to that?
No. Their English is so-so, so it might be a little.
I wasn't even talking about the English. Even if it was converted, do you think they'd listen?
No, definitely not. I think that's. I mean, I think the best. I was thinking about it like the whole time. The best words I was thinking is like undisciplined.
Yeah.
I was really thinking about it for this entire time.
But isn't that partly what makes them good at the game too? You take that away, maybe they lose something.
More than likely. But I do agree with what Alan was saying. I think put Stinger on a different hero. Like, in this game, I don't think he did like that horrible on this Legion, but he needed to get duels off on the Void. He never did it, so they've got a lot to work on.
Question is though, Pepita, Viper got bested.
He lost.
What is left in the tank?
I was wondering what that was. That's the chat wheel.
Yeah, it's the chat wheel. Yeah.
I was
allowed
like,
to do it.
I thought you were doing it for a second.
No.
Yeah,
it's miming.
I was like, Paul's really good at that.
And just not moving my lips. A clock first pick is it's a little bit out there. It's a little bit different. You wanted something different for Stinger?
I really like that draft right now.
Just the clock?
I already did that.
Well, I think we've done that joke to death, Black. There's no good coming in behind.
But he didn't know it. Do you know about the joke?
I don't. I have no idea.
Let's not go there. Look, we've already killed Cap.
Hey,
we've already had to
Disruptor.
replace him and let him go back to casting world because he got coping on a panel.
What the hell did you guys do?
I'll tell you
All right, you can tell me
he
later.
broke Capitalist.
Okay.
We had to order a new one.
I'm pretty sure he's done that several times. So
No, he properly broke
did?
Capitalist today. Yeah. As in, like, he was inoperable for about 5 minutes on the panel.
Owen broke me a couple times in these last few games too. So I mean, it can happen.
Now that I'm surprised it's taken this long.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes Owen.
Yeah.
Disruptor on the other side.
Owen is a crazy one.
I hope SVG's playing this Disruptor. No offense, MSS.
And an early Luna.
No.
I just don't
Luna
know about
lost
this
4 out of
first
4.
phase Luna.
Luna lost 4 out of 4 today, right?
Yeah,
That we saw.
yeah.
Wait, were there more Luna games?
Were there more?
Today? No.
In the earlier series?
Oh, in the early, I'm not sure. I'll have to look.
I can't
Because
remember that long ago. It
From
feels
what
like it's
I've
been
done,
ages.
From what I've done, it's lost 4 out of 4.
Lost 4 out of 4.
And now first 2 phase Luna. It is okay. It can win. It is not very good, in my opinion.
5 seconds.
He's surprised the gyro got banned by VG.J.
They did the same thing last time,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's just UI's played so much gyro.
Maybe they
want to get out of the comfort zone.
Maybe get out of the comfort. Maybe because they're not first pick, they're just like, we don't want to play against it that bad, right? Because it's both times. Both times. It was Infamous who banned it last time,
Yeah, it was.
right?
Yeah.
And
Infamous has
pick.
opened Viper recently as well.
They've opened.
I'm sorry, they've opened Gyro recently.
Yeah.
But for me, Luna is one of the better heroes against Gyro, because Luna can actually man-fight Gyro.
Yeah. So if they decided early on they wanted to play the Luna, they're going to ban the gyro as a result.
Okay. Aggression.
You guys wanted something different?
Aggression. Let's go.
Well, this is the older school combo with the Skywrath mage, right? Before there was Axe Skywrath, there was Clock Skywrath.
Yeah. So Clock offlane this game most likely.
Very likely. It is a Stinger hero. It's his 3rd most played over the last few months.
I usually don't like it, but Luna is very scared of Clock, actually.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
If you pick your carry that early, you leave yourself vulnerable to
that was one of the thoughts. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that they picked the Luna into it.
I also don't want to see. I don't want to see Matthew play it, to be honest. I saw him playing it a couple times earlier in this tournament, and I was not very impressed with it.
He's going to play the Skywrath. He's a Skywrath
I'd like
player,
him to play that Skywrath. Yeah, I want him to be the one who has to make moves around the map and just constantly shut heroes down.
What about Stinger? How is his Clock?
Dire team ban.
Have I seen it this tournament?
He's won 3 out of the last 4.
Team ban.
Oh.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
which, you know, in Infamous world is actually really good stats.
That's true.
Because they've had, you know, suffered so many losses recently. So
I'd say they had a hard.
Oh, those
rough time.
were
They've
those
had-
were a while ago.
yeah,
I
they
think.
were a while.
Yeah,
I mean, within
yeah.
the last 3 months still, but you know, not in the last 2 months where they've had these big losses, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like in the Liking ban, the Liking completely destroys Luna as well as
Yes.
Disruptor.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Not first phase ban though. Usually it's banned first phase. Of course, Beastmaster ban. Really good with the
Radiant
Luna.
team pick.
Give me
Now
that
I,
for Luna.
I wonder if we'll see VG.J.storm go for the Omni Knight.
It is possible.
Omni Luna is a combo that they ran against Mineski in a game that they won.
Looks
Infamous
great.
won't worry about it. They've got a good Rubik player in the team. So
What about Monkey King? That's Infamous like Monkey King. I love Monkey versus Omni.
where's that gone?
That hero's not that good.
It's-
Barely
yeah,
see Monkey
it's-
King these days.
Yeah.
Not a very good hero. You can't close the game out. You're not really.
Do you
like-
remember 7.0?
Dire team
But that was
Every game.
It was support.
I like
a lot
this.
of the
Support
times.
Monkey, Snipe
I
Korea.
like that though.
Yeah.
If you are planning to pick the Omni Knight yourself, I really like taking
Yeah,
the
take
Rubik.
the
Absolutely.
Rubik
See,
first.
that's what we're saying about the Rubik.
And I mean, it's to protect
Free
the
count.
Luna as well,
Yeah.
because you're playing that Luna versus Clockwork you're mentioning, which is not that fun of a matchup. You throw a Rubik in, completely changes the aspect a lot of the times.
Push him out and you're good.
Yep. And great in the laning phase
10
versus that
seconds.
clock
Yeah,
too.
take
Well,
the Rubik first, and
with
then
the
you can
Luna
take
at
the
least.
Omni.
With the Luna, yeah, that's what I mean.
The damage is of
5
Luna is so
seconds
significant for all
remaining.
the support heroes. They usually hit for like 40, but then with Luna you hit for like 55.
Yep.
It's pretty.
But that's what you meant, right, Alan? If you're going to take the Omni, you take the Rubik
Protect
first.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would not be
Because
surprised to
then
see
the
a
other team
fourth
aren't
pick
going to pick
Omni
it,
Knight.
yeah,
Right.
and then we expect the Omni to come back out.
That's
to
exactly
Storm.
right.
So
Yeah.
then there would be a dual lane. Disruptor Omni off lane, quite strong. A lot of Harris, good pressure. Depends
So
on
I
the
think-
Infamous carry, of course.
I think
Yeah.
if Infamous themselves can take the Leshrac here.
They could. What do Papita? What does he play when he's
Yeah,
no
what
Viper?
does
he's
he
not
play when
playing
he's not
Viper,
playing
a lot of
Viper?
times it's Death
he's,
Prophet.
he's
Yeah.
got a lot of Death Prophet games
Yeah.
on his account.
Yeah,
He's
DP,
got
they ban
Tiny,
DP
Gyro,
themselves.
Shadow Fiend, Razor, usual stuff. Not
Oh,
nothing.
So all the mid heroes basically.
Yeah, nothing
Shadow
nothing crazy.
Fiend, right? They've got the Clockwork
SF
anyway.
Clock,
They
Oh
could do it.
yeah, let's do. I'm down. I'm
if
down.
you-
I
if
think
you-
he fourth. Take that fourth though.
Yeah, fourth.
If you want to go back a bit further, he's a good puck player as well.
Yeah, but that's not a mid hero anymore, unfortunately.
Puck is off lane, if anything.
Off lane, if anything.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
best right
It
now.
just doesn't win games, honestly. You own early, you go like 10-0, and then you're like, okay, I'm a
Puck's
Puck.
like that though, isn't it? When you look at the meta over the years, it's like it's either really in or it's really out.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess
No
you,
in between.
I guess you could just take Warlock here, right?
As
Because
Infamous,
we think that
For Infamous.
Clock is
Yeah.
3.
But Warlock, Skyraf
Yeah,
is a good
Warlock's
option.
kinda-
Pretty
yeah.
I'm
sure.
not a fan.
Yeah,
you
pretty
want
So
to have
what-
like a tanky position for Roma with Skyraf.
Well, yeah, and you need a 4 that scales too. If Clock's gonna be a 3.
What is there?
They're
Tusk,
using so much time. I was thinking
Yeah.
Tusk, but
Radiant
that hero's
Hero.
kind of fallen out.
Doom,
Doom. Okay.
Oh,
All
wow.
right. So
Okay.
Clock 4.
Clock support.
Yep.
I like it, but you guys said Matthew doesn't like it or isn't too good on it.
No, he
He's
plays
good
the
on
clock.
it. It's
Yeah,
I
he
just
plays the
in this
clock.
tournament I saw. I mean, he was playing. They were playing against versus like teams that were way better than,
Yeah.
of course, like LGD and stuff. But he
Look,
was really
Matthews
struggling.
struggled. Matthews just
He's
struggled
just struggled.
in the last
Yeah,
couple
exactly.
weeks.
But then again, Doom Skyraf can pressure Luna a lot.
Yes,
Yeah,
lots of
I like
damage.
that.
One Infernal Blade, one Bolt, and you're like half health almost.
Yep.
5
What if,
seconds
wildly,
remaining.
just let me go with this. What if this is a clock offlane, and
And
it
position
is a
4 Doom?
4 Sky, and it's position 5 Doom?
That
I don't like that.
No.
It's
You don't like
possible.
5
I like-
Dooms?
Oh no.
I like Doom having more farm.
Yeah.
Doom.
That's my
Doom makes use of 2 mid-tier items in a pipe and a Crimson Guard so well. Like you get a Doom running in, you can run into 4 heroes at 25 minutes with Crimson and pipe and just spam Infernal Blade in fights, and he's so hard to deal with.
My
So you're just using your clock as the support, and he's
Yeah.
got cogs.
Well, that being said, though, Secret ran in position 5
They
a couple
did.
of
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
And they looked quite good doing so, but then
Okay.
again, they also made Wraith King support work. So
Right.
I just like when you have when you have this Doom and you're like level 5 at the 4-minute mark and stuff, and you're running at people.
Yeah.
It's very different than when you're a level 5 Doom at like the 10-minute mark
Yeah.
and running at people. You're just this difference in tankiness and
Yeah,
pressure.
I would agree. It's probably a support clock. And honestly, offlane clock is not that scary when you have a Rubik.
Wow.
Mhm. I think
Both
that's
teams
probably
losing
why
a
they
lot,
adjusted
using a lot
for
of
it.
time.
Well, we were expecting the Omni Knight. Not as good against the Doom, but it's still
Yeah.
possible.
I guess you can double back and take an underload or something.
Yeah, just like a
For the
tanky
Dark
offlane
Rift save.
snaking plays. Beastmaster's banned. What else does snaking play?
Abaddon,
Night Stalker.
Omni Abaddon.
Oh,
Abaddon,
Abaddon.
Yeah, he's top 3 right now. Underlord, Beastmaster, Omni Knight, Night Stalker, Sankey.
Dire team
Okay.
pick.
It's the
Underlord.
Underlord.
Yeah.
Okay, Underlord is.
So that rift away from the Doom, if it does come out, going to be that carrier of the pipe versus the Skywrath.
I think if they didn't pick Doom, that would have been an Omni Knight probably.
That's what I was just thinking. I think that's part of the reason they use so much time there.
Yeah, smart pick by Infamous.
Yeah.
I mean, I like this Underlord a lot. Works the Underlord plus Luna, I think, was one of the best ways to actually run the Luna. You group up with the Luna. You're pushing at this timing when you get your BKB, when you get your Mask of Madness, Dragonlance, BKB, and you're hitting high ground with your auras from the.
You know what? As long
Underlord.
as you have wave clear on your side, there are a lot of situations with things like the Underlord Luna where you can take 2 towers for the price of 1.
Yeah.
I think Infamous needs to take a mid hero that doesn't really lose lane, something like a DK, because VG is going to last pick their mid hero.
Whoa.
That's
Okay,
a Katara
Morphling.
Morphling. Okay.
I generally don't like Morph against Underlord because all your damage is white, and that aura actually really messes you up. But it can still work, of course.
Oh, I like hearing you say that, the Dota one.
Yeah, damage is white.
White damage.
That's
People are
not
like,
something
what?
Not something you hear a lot anymore.
Yeah,
But everybody knows what it means, right?
of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Base
For everybody who doesn't,
Base
it's
damage,
a base
yeah.
damage,
Yeah.
Because all your damage comes from agility. And obviously, what, 40%, 44%? 40%?
40.
40%? Which is a lot for Morphling. It's like 120 late game. Possibly even more.
Storm bands out there.
Yeah,
The
I was
respect
just wondering.
span.
Oh,
Peter
man.
Viper. But they need something like that.
They need
something
something
that's
they
hard
do.
to counter
Yeah.
because VG is going to last pick their mid hero, and if Infamous picks something like an Ember or something that can get exploited heavily, they will do it.
Oh, my God. Yeah, no. Infamous is.
I think they need a DK. They need something like that.
They
Yeah,
need
they
something
need-
that they
they
can
need
play.
DK.
Something that they can play us for, and allow this Morphling to just farm for the
Yeah.
most
Yeah,
part.
they need something that makes space and hits towers before the Morphling's ready to join the team push.
I'm always cool with the DK as well when you have Skywrath. It gives you another
Yep.
setup.
Must
Yep.
be DK this game. If it's not DK, what else could it be? Razor is okay, not
Yeah,
great.
and Razor's
They
a
banned the
competing
DK.
hero.
They banned DK themselves.
Okay.
That is interesting.
What?
What else is there? Like a general
DP?
kind of mid hero. DP's banned already.
DP's banned
He
early.
plays Kunkka and Visage? Like,
Visage could be good.
Visage
There's
fills that tower
Underlord though,
hitting,
because you go Crimson
Oh,
Guard and it's like your
yeah.
birds actually do
fair enough.
nothing.
Ding,
a lot
ding,
in a
ding,
fight,
ding.
right?
He plays SF, but that's
think
so greedy.
SF Morph
So
is
squishy.
Hey,
No,
Lesh
you
is still
can't
there, by the way.
I guess
Yeah,
Lesh
we
could be
brought
the
that
option.
up earlier.
I guess Lesh could be the.
Ugh.
Lina.
They do the Lina.
Alright. I mean, it's okay. They have to snowball though. And
Helps them fight as 4, but
She does push. People underestimate with
Yeah.
that damage talent and what she gets to
Yeah.
the levels on the passive. She can push.
this looks like
are
a
we
really
looking
nice.
at a TA here?
Yeah, looking
Yes.
at TA, looks also like a really nice Rubik game. There's a lot of options for this Rubik to steal now.
We said before TA Luna is not that good, but this is like such a good TA game, I think.
I
It's actually an insane TA
would
game.
definitely agree.
5
What do you think about
seconds
no Storm?
Storm could work. It's very hard against.
Against
Sky?
Doom and Sky.
You
picked the
TA
TA.
is
You picked
so
the TA
good.
versus Lina.
It's just the hard
Occam's
counter
Razor,
matchup.
boys.
Yeah.
Occam's Razor.
Yeah.
The draft is confirmed.
And this will
And
be Storm.
Yes.
I'm really surprised by the DK ban, honestly. They
I
sabotage
thought
themselves.
they, I thought
I
they
mean,
would
that was
take
the
the
weird one,
DK.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason that maybe they were put off by it is because the Underlord, the percentage damage, but either
But-
way, I thought it fit so perfect into like working with the other 4 heroes.
But the whole reason that DK has gotten picked so much in the mid position is that he's not really counter pickable in the mid. There are very few heroes that actually drive him out of lane.
Yeah.
Like whereas Lina, boom, TA.
Maybe because he's lost so much, they're put off from it, right? It's still pretty low.
But it's very, like, it's good for, the pick is good for VG too, but you pick first.
Yeah.
So you would
Yeah,
definitely get
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Well.
Predictions right now, according to our Twitter friends, 83% favour VG.J.Storm.
I'm siding with Twitter.
That
You
sounds
guys get the
accurate.
chance. Obviously, all of you went for Infamous in game 1. In game 2,
I think this
Is
will
it-
be a
is it the
clean
opposite
sweep.
way?
Yes.
okay, VG.J.Storm for Alan.
I know it's our job to make hope, but I think this game there's no hope.
I agree with
So
Dominic.
VG's gonna win.
Okay, so you've all gone for VG.J.Storm this time round.
Definitely.
Panel curse.
Apparently, according to Black, there is absolutely no hope. But I disagree. There's always hope. There's always belief. And you've got to believe you can pull it back. Infamous on the rack. Can they pull it back? Let's find out with your commentators.
I'm with you, Paul. I absolutely think that Infamous, who are currently 0-18, can get their first win of the DP season and push this to a Game 3. Bulldog, do you believe this as well?
Yes, let's go. Look at the.
All
look
right,
at
that's
the,
what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Some positivity.
These panelists is like, oh, they're 0-18. Look at me. I vote for the other team. So smart.
All they care about is getting their prediction right. But
Yeah.
us casters, it's the heart.
No,
That's
I was
what we
just
care
kidding. I
about.
think VG.J.storm will win. I'm sorry. Let's be
No,
honest here.
Bulldog.
If you're 0-18,
No,
let's
don't
be
do
honest.
that to Infamous. All right, as we head into the game, game number 2 is underway.
Yes, and at least they got a Morphling this game. So if you go really late game, maybe he can carry you. Because usually, even if you have a pretty weak team, your cores are pretty high in MMR, and that does matter. So maybe he can carry this.
Okay,
Maybe.
so Kotaro, he was set up really badly last game, right? He was a Luna, and it felt like it was just always going to be a bad game. I mean, he was probably going to get flamed for it, but it's just a hard game for him to play a Luna, right? Do you think this game is better for him in the Morphling? Can he actually do stuff in this?
Well, last game he basically did all he could.
Yeah.
But that was the hero's fault. He couldn't do any more.
So is he set up better for game 2? Is this a good Morphling game?
I would say so. If he just gets time to farm,
Okay.
if his team just gives him some space, he could possibly carry this. But as Black said, he has a lot of white damage, so that could be a problem. And they're going aggro against him, so they identify like, hey, we're not going to give you farm.
No. And they're just going to push him entirely out of lane. They can keep on going. The creeps will not matter whatsoever because they don't draw aggro anymore. So Minnows is gone. He's out. He doesn't have a lane. You could see SVG's doing the full wraparound. He's making sure there's no way that Minnows can get in it. So does he heal and TP in?
No,
Where is he going? All right, he's going to swap lanes.
he's going to have to TP. Or is he really going to run all the way? What is he doing right now?
Maybe he's going bottom because he feels like he can't deal with the
Yeah,
aggro
he
tri
probably
lane.
should still TP though. Like Morphling is one of the slowest heroes in the game.
Yeah, but then if he TPs, then VG.J.storm will just counter TP, right?
Yeah, they could do that. That is true.
And he'll still be stuck in a scenario where he has to walk somewhere.
This is not a fun start for Morphling. Easily can get tilted by this, but I'm sure he's strong-willed.
Not a fun start for Doom either. I think he's going to take advantage of the fact that he is currently level 1 inside of the jungle, and sure enough, get Devour level 1. So maybe there's a little bit of good that comes out of this nasty scenario for Infamous, as those two side lanes are going to have quite the advantage. Now, Infamous do have a lineup that can create a lot of space. They have very active heroes. Lina, Clockwork, Skywrath Mage, low cooldown, high killing capabilities. And then the Doom, who obviously does have those same kind of abilities, just with a little bit longer cooldown on the actual Doom ability.
Yep, I'm a little bit worried about the Morphling this game, because when you play against an Underlord, the hero's not super strong in lane if you manage to zone him out. But now he's going to get his levels, and that's so annoying, because he's going to spam Q all the time in lane on a Morphling, and this Morphling is going to get very upset this game.
Yeah, he, especially with an Underlord who already has a level advantage over you, is not going to be fun. Matthew's kind of moving around right now, looking to do something. He was looking to gank mid. Now he's going to TP top lane, see if he can help Stinger out. Now, SVG is between the two of them, so he may not realize that this Clockwork's going to sneak his way through, and all of a sudden, surprise! Oh, and that should be our first blood. He's going to glimpse him back. Okay, maybe it's not going to be our first blood. Bumped by the Cogs, SVG should be able to get away. Unfortunately, that Disruptor got his level 2, so no first blood just yet.
And here we can see the nerf to Clock. He uses 2 spells, and he has no mana. Back in my days, it was 50 mana Cog and 75 mana Battery Assault, so he could use it again now, but Ice Frog doesn't like this hero. He's kind of ripperoni.
Yeah, a world of difference. Well, at least he's got mangoes to work with. Back in your day, those items hadn't even been invented yet, so he could still stay in lane a little bit. It's something that currently Stinger is missing. He actually didn't go a heavy mango build, which is too bad because he ended up starting up with that Satyr, and that's usually the big advantage of having all those mangoes just spamming Shockwave over and over again. Yuar takes a lot of damage. Papita forcing him out. Couldn't quite get the kill though. That would be a huge win if he could, because it is the Lina versus TA matchup. He's currently destroying him in CS. Look at that, 17-10 compared to the 7-3.
Yeah, usually TA is the lane dominator here if you get the good side blades. but this does not look like he got that. Lina's long range, of course, so this makes it a little bit harder. But yeah, this Doom, people flame a lot of card games that are very RNG based, like Hearthstone, and it's no skill. But here we got Doom getting the unholy aura from the center and bottom first, though. That's the first blood.
Manos nukes down Snake King. They'll will be able to finally get that first blood, but
yeah, but this aura is so good. It changes lanes so much. It's one of the biggest RNGs in Dota, I would say. If you get this creep, it can change a lane dramatically. Like he's sitting on a passive 9 health region. That's pretty good. Very skillful.
it feels like when you picked Chen back in the day, when you picked Chen and you were just hoping that a Harpy would spawn.
Yeah,
and then you would run the
that.
Harpy at mid lane. You are going to be slowed down here with double damage onto Excel. They might be able to go for the dive. The LSA lands, and they will complete the kill. 2-0 now. Once again, Infamous will take the early kill lead in this laning phase, just like they did in Game 1.
Pop Pete, they talked about probably being the best player on the team, and he's destroying mid. And honestly, I've not seen Yavar doing that good in the mid lane in this tournament. Honestly, he's not had the most impressive games, and we're seeing here again he's struggling a lot.
Yeah, it feels like it feels like the combination, right? Like the team plays around resolution so much, and I think Snake King gets a lot of space to work off that UR's naturally going to look worse by comparison, but I also think because he's looking worse that the more they want to play around Snake King and resolution. And we could see he's not doing himself any favors by losing out in these laning phases.
We already got level 6 Lina. And easy to see more kills here if we just rotate with one hero again. Only level 5 on TA.
Well, one of those rotations is coming. Matthews making his way through the jungle.
This is so sad seeing this here. He has no mana. It's too expensive with the spells.
Yeah.
Here we go. They got the ward. They see him.
Disruptor.
They
Oh,
see him
he lays down a
placing.
ward. They spotted it, so.
Easy goal, easy experience.
Stinger is doing all right for himself now after picking up that early Satyr. He's now level 5 and is threatening resolution quite a bit. He's got the 3 levels of Infernal Blade plus the Soul Ring, so he can keep up his farm and constantly devouring.
Yeah, and this is one of the scary things about playing against Doom. Once he hits level 6, you either have to rotate out of lane or you have to bait the Doom with support being behind, or even kill the Doom. Because now we always get the build, the 1-1-3 build. Pretty
Excel.
much.
He went for the ward and he did get it, but SVG had a haste rune and was there in time to be able to get the glimpse back. Excel's trying to go for the deny with Roshan, doesn't get it.
For the cost. I don't mind that.
He'll trade away a support life to kill a ward.
It could have waited though. It could have waited a little bit and played safer.
Yeah. Or maybe just tangoed it from the low ground or something. A little bit faster that way.
Yeah, not much happening now. Every core just needs levels to do kills here. Doom is almost 6. He's got the Soul Ring. So now we see Luna is like, I'm out of it. I'm not going to lane against a Doom, who I know is going to get 6 now.
Matthew's been very good at being able to get these kind of really deep wards in. I appreciate it. He just pushed one here in this bottom lane. He also put another one in that behind the mid tower, and a third one there inside that jungle. So a lot of really great vision. We'll see if it actually pays out any dividends, though.
Yeah, now we see top here. They rotated the Sky Breath and they got Disruptor behind, so they're baiting the Glimpse or the Doom so he can just glimpse him away. Nothing's gonna happen.
MSS rotates mid, heading up to the top lane. They're thinking of when they want to use the Eclipse. Matthew doesn't get the cogs.
Probably missed a kill there by missing that. That's a little bit unfortunate. Assuming there would be no TPs, he would have died there. It's pretty tanky. I'm sitting at 900 health, but I think he would have died. And this game is really all about this Morphling. Can he carry them? Can he get the space? And
Why did he go level 3 Rocket Flare?
yeah,
Right?
that's kind of odd because you don't have the mana for it. It's a big
Yeah.
issue now with the nerfs. So there's a big difference between Better Assault 1 and 2. So that is questionable. We're gonna question that.
Telekinesis into the other side of the trees with the Eclipse out, but now he managed to get into the creep, but he's not tanking enough. Ooh, barely gets the regen enough to be able to survive through everything.
So
And that.
pretty nice play there to try. Very optimistic, but they almost got it, but they have a Doom. He's tanky. He's got 1300 health, and he got the aura. Instead of just diving Skywrath now, and looks pretty dead.
And this guy's a whole lot easier to kill.
Yep.
TP down to the bottom lane, snaking again. Wanting to just keep himself in front of this tower, not let the Morphling take that tier 1 too early. And whew, look at that damage go. Down to 100 HP.
Yeah, that's what happens when you give Underlord level.
Oh, look at this.
Talked about.
The Doom's going to TP, and SVG was kind of in position to spot it, but not really. He's going to be able to get the glimpse back, sending Stinger away. Now Excel is here, and Excel's going to try and dive SVG, but SVG just TPs out.
Not a fun feeling, TPing to a lane and then get glimpsed.
Yeah, that
If you ever
feels
played
pretty
Dota,
bad.
you probably have experienced that at some point in your life. Good way to tilt them.
Yeah, he's just going to... Good 30 seconds wasted for him. He's going to miss out on 2 different creep waves as well.
Yeah, but right now we're just waiting for Clock to hit 6 so you can get the hook and get some kills and create space. And also Lina is going to need the Yules and Shadowblade. Game's going to be a little bit passive until then, which Morphling is happy with. You look at his net worth right now, and he's top of the net worth, which is exactly what you want. Just going to be careful with the VG.J pressure that's coming soon.
Oh, they just smoked, but they ran into... They were trying to go for the 10-minute bounty rune timing because they knew VG.J.Storm would run over there, but they were just like 5 seconds too late. They smoke a little bit earlier and meet them at the bounty rune area. They could have gotten the Doom and gotten a kill onto the Luna.
Yeah, and even though the TA did pretty poorly in the lane, you just stack Ancients with her, and then you just kill them so fast, and you get almost top net worth there as well. So she's back. She's going to go for the dagger, probably Desolator, and she's going to need a BKB this game. Probably Lincoln as well. You're playing as a Doom. Having a BKB Lincoln, it's really good.
Even easier with double damage.
We got a Rubik this game. So we're going to see some big plays by MSS. He's being one of the, for me at least, been standing out on VG.Storm. Most of the times playing really well, and putting him on a hero like Rubik, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of fun plays.
Yeah, he's gone from quite the playmaking offlaner to now the playmaking 4-position support.
Yeah.
Seems like the guy can kind of do anything.
That was not good enough for the offlane, so we had to demote him to the position 4.
Demote?
Hey, no offense.
Yeah, it's a classic core-only. Some classic core-only thinking there, Bulldog. MSS is going to be needed here. Infamous are making a rotation with the Clockwork and Papita's Lina. They're heading up to the top lane. They want to be able to catch this Luna. That's the pickoff that they really want. They're going to look through that off-lane jungle area, but it's actually in the Ancients. That's where Resolution is right now. So instead, they're going to just kill MSS, it looks like. MSS, Rubik, he is very dead. I'm not sure if that Lagoda Blade was necessary, but it does give Papita the easy kill. Now mid lane, they managed to get the glimpse back. Excel just getting ripped apart. The physical damage of a Templar Assassin is no match for the Skywrath mage. He just has no armor.
Yeah, and unlike the rotation there, they only get a kill on the support, not that significant. They don't get the tower, whereas top lane, we get the Infamous, get the tower, more map control for them, and it's looking pretty good for him right now. We've seen this Luna being picked so early every time, and it's not looking that hot right now.
Stinger stuck around a little bit too long.
Yeah, that's kind of questionable why he's standing there next to the tier 2 tower, not seeing any vision against a Disruptor, can easily glimpse him there. A little bit greedy.
MSS keeps on trying to steal from the Doom, but he keeps on getting Shockwave, which I'm not sure is a bad thing. It's a relatively efficient nuke.
Not the best spell you want, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting a Devour, honestly. It's an easy goal.
Snaking. Oh, but the Static Storm out on Minos before he can get the Strength Morph down. Can he actually complete the kill, though? He's out of the silence now. Waveform away. Not going to happen. Resolution TP'd for that as well, but couldn't have an impact in the fight, so kind of a failed rotation there for VG.Storm, especially since Minos has the healing salve. He's just going to go right back up to 100% HP.
Yep, and we're just going to need that Morphling Lincoln, so it feels way safer to push out lanes, because VG.Storm is going to feel the pressure soon. And they do have the TA dagger now, so they want
Trying
to
to go
really...
for the Underlords with the Doom on him, but the Dark Rips can't take him away in time.
Yep, not looking that good for VG.J.storm. A bit scary here, but we saw this last game as well. But they do have the dagger now. So they want to up the pressure now. They got the items, and they can't just sit back and farm. You're not going to win this game if you do that.
Smoke. They're going to excel first and just blow them up right away. The two cores of Infamous, as long as they get out, this is okay for them. Minnows needs to actually TP away, though. He's holding on to it for now. He knows it's probably going to be canceled. Hiding in this kinetic field. Instead, Stinger is going to be soaking up all the attention. He goes deeper into the trees, found by Yuar, brought down. Now the jump in, hook shot onto SVG, but it's actually Resolution. They want to try and blow up. Resolution has the Eclipse, but he will still go down. They managed to tank that up well enough. The Glimpse actually saving Matthew's life. Now they managed to get the hold onto the Morphling, but he got the Strength Morph off before the Static Storm as well, but it's still not enough. The Strength Morph could not let him survive. It's just a little bit too much damage. Oh no, couldn't even get out there either. Papita ends up going down. Infamous, they were looking like they were having a pretty good game, but that fight, I think, was one step too far for them.
It started off really good because the Skyward recognizes that as a support, he has to sacrifice himself for the course. He's standing in a spot where if they're going to come to us, they're going to come through here, dying for the team. And after that, could have just gotten out and be fine, but they decided to fight. And killing the Luna, that's good, but after that, Papita dying there, not so fun.
Oh, VG.J.storm gonna get all the bounty runes, Bulldog.
Yikes.
Tier 1 tower being chipped away in the bottom lane. SVG actually setting up to go on the Morphling here. Morphling just about to finish up that
The
Tier
clock?
1 tower. Clockwork does manage to get the jump on Yuar. Big kill if they can actually keep him locked down, and the Skywrath Mage makes short work of the Templar Assassin. Refraction just doesn't do anything.
Yavar being too far from his team there, dying. And yep, still looking pretty good. You got the TA dying now, being top net worth. And she's going for the Desolator. After you get that, you kind of want to set up for a Roche. And the Morphling is going to drop so quickly against that.
Papita Yules onto the Rubik to make sure that he couldn't get telekinesis. He's going to start throwing some spells down, trying to give himself the movement speed to work with, but no amount of movement speed will save you from Glimpse. You cannot run that.
Space for Morphling, but they're dying a little bit too much now. It's not a free game. If you go late game, you can't keep getting picked off like this. So
Yeah.
Luna's level 12 now, got level 2 ult. Getting pretty strong. Yeah, we're just waiting for that Desolator on the TA now to get that Roche.
And they've already got the Luna beginning to snowball with the Mask of Madness. It's now eclipsed the Morphling when it comes to the net worth. And he should just continue to stay ahead of the Morphling, especially as the objectives start falling. He's going to take this tier 2. They're going to Dark Rid to the Shrine. They're going to try and make a big play here. With 4 different heroes, they're going to try and rout Infamous. But Infamous are already on the retreat. Minnows successfully TPs away. Doesn't look like anybody else is going to get caught here.
Yep.
They do have this deep ward. They're going to try and maybe go for Yuar here. Papita, yeah, they just straight up lead in with the Doom. Managed to get the Infernal Plane out. Hook shot in. That's a good lockdown onto 2. They make sure that Yuar does die, and maybe they can kill MSS as well. But unfortunately, Cogs locks out Stinger. Maybe with the help of now Resolution's here. They're going to make sure Matthew has no hope of being able to chase down any of these supports, and he will die. But they got the Templar Assassin. That's a worthy trade-off.
Really good trade. And meanwhile, the Morphling is farming. He's going to get his Blinken soon. And they also have their timing. When they get the E-Blade, he's going to be really scary because they don't have a lot of heroes to deal with him. They only got Disruptor Silence. Everyone else, they don't have a lot of lockdown for this hero. So if he just gets his item, it's going to be pretty scary for them.
Yeah.
And Tia can't keep dialing. There's 2 deaths in a row there, slowing them so much.
VG.J.Storm instead opting to, instead of trying to counter the Morphling at a 1-to-1, and I think it's usually very difficult, just trying to get a hero matchup, instead trying to take this timing where this TA and Luna will just overwhelm the entire battlefield, but Minnows does a lot of damage.
He thought about going there, but he knew the team was behind. He would have killed him, but he would have died as well, probably. Not man enough, playing safe. Sure, I can accept that. And soon Lina is becoming a threat as well, getting the Shadow Blade.
A fresh Lincoln's MSS will discover that firsthand.
Yep.
His telekinesis is blocked. Couldn't get the glimpse, lost sight of him. Minnows making sure to play inside the trees. They do have Stinger wrapping in from behind right now. So it looks like they are going to try and make a fight out of this with Infamous. Leading out with a hook shot onto Snake King's Underlord. They're going to make sure there's no Dark Rift opportunity.
He's tanky. Not that tanky though. And yeah, now they're just going to want to split push on Infamous. Just get the pick off. You got the Shadow Blade on Lina soon, which is going to be very scary for most of the course. Can easily die to her. And it's looking pretty good again for Infamous, which is pretty scary for VG.J because they come into the Storm and not as a team that would win it probably, but they could easily get top 6 and struggling with Infamous. It's not looking too good right now.
A Crimson Guard and Pipe being built by Stinger. Already has the Pipe complete, and Crimson Guard is well on its way with the Buckler already in hand.
Yeah, this is pretty much the new meta. You just pick a tanky offlaner, someone gets the Pipe and Crimson, and all of a sudden everyone is so tanky because you can't, if your opponent have it and you don't, it's such a big difference.
Yeah.
So everyone's getting it, and no one dies. The smoke coming out here. Resolution is seen though.
Trying to build a medallion on Matthew. He's the one trying to defend this tier 1 tower. He's going to also be the one who dies immediately initiated on. VG.J.storm can still lose this fight though with the Doom already out onto the Templar Assassin. Singer's going to try and get an Infernal Blade on him. Dark Rift going out. They need to be able to deal with Snake King, not let him rescue Yawar from this Doom, but they just can't do anything about it. The initiation aspect of that team fight was just wonky for Infamous, especially with their Clockwork already dead. Minnows needs to get out of here.
He has the Lincoln. So
they're going to spot him with a Rocket Flare. He's got Lincolns in waveform, as you said. Should be fine.
That's what they want to keep doing. Just split push with the Morphling and then just fight with the other one. And they can't really catch out Morphling. They have not the heroes for it. And well, this is a little bit scary here. They could go for it. This time he's manning up.
Managed to get the extra nuke in. If they actually see Resolution, Minnows can turn back into it and finish him off with the Eclipse. The Eclipse goes down. Minnows will survive. Turns back into Morphling form. Back up to full HP. Static Storm not going to be able to lock him down. Matthew, meanwhile, being disruptive his health. They pull him back into Latch and trying to get out of that pit. Will be able to waveform away. SVG hoping he doesn't have Glimpse. It's dead for another 8 seconds. 5 seconds still, but now the rest of the Infamous is behind Minnows, and VG.J, they're not careful. They may get turned around on. SVG already in half HP, Excel pushing forward, but immediately blown up by the Templar Assassin with that Blink Dagger. Minnows pushing forward. Mystic Flare actually stolen by MSS. A dangerous ability. He's going to throw it on a Papita. Managed to get that kill. Matthew's trying to lock him down with a Rocket Flare, but MSS is one step ahead of him right now. Stinger throws out a nuke. A little bit more damage on MSS, but Yawar with his physical damage with a fraction out as well. Minnows just can't get any damage in, and Stinger is soaking up all that physical damage, and he's in trouble. Waveform forward. Yawar backs out. Minnows turns to a different target. They're still trying to kill MSS, but now he's managed to get the telekinesis. Cogs push away onto the Morphling. Morphling now out of mana, running out of strength as well. He can't get any more HP, but he does have that wand. Waveform's a little bit farther away, but slowed down by the trap. Blink forward by Yawar, dominated streak. He has returned back to form as he kills several heroes of Infamous in that team fight, and MSS outplays them all.
Holy schmoly, that fight was so long that Luna was able to respawn and come back into the fight. That fight could have been very different for Infamous.
And that is all thanks to the fact that MSS stole the Strength Morph once upon a time. I'm not sure when he did that, but he's sitting at 0 armor, yes, but almost 1900 HP.
Yeah, we talked about the Rubik on MSS, expecting big plays from him.
Excel, blown up.
It's a kill there. Sure. And they could go for Roche soon if you just get 1 or 2 more pickoffs.
SVG, he saw Stinger hit the TA trap. He's going to make sure he's in a position to be able to get this glimpse, but they're fighting around a shrine that Stinger just activated to try and stay alive, but there's too many heroes from VG.J.storm. Quickly surrounds that hero. Papita and Matthew are going to try and catch them heroes as they back out. Yeah, but if they're too grouped up, this is hard.
Deciding not to go for Roche because they want to get a kill instead. The
Maybe
glimpse.
the LSA leading off on MSS while the glimpse goes on to Minos as they try and go for the Morphling. The initiation from behind is already successful, but Papita lost his life. Again, you are. He just blinked forward, blowing heroes up left and right. Unfortunately, the kinetic field will lock Matthew inside of his own cogs area.
And now we can go for Roche.
Yeah.
Finally. Yeah, Papita going from the behind there, but instantly responded by OR, just blinking onto Lina. That's her weakness right now. She just dies so quickly from the side blades and the melt. And yeah, Roche is going down, looking pretty good now. For a moment there, Infamous was looking really good, but throwing it away. Just want the E-blade right now. That's going to be big, but you got a pipe on Underlord.
You are going to have no answer for this Templar Assassin once he has BKB.
Yeah, that is going to be a problem.
They're just going to have to get some really strong initiation, Clockwork Hook into Doom. And even then, he does have an Aegis right now.
Yeah, so you just want to go back to the split pushing now. We see Morphling bottom. It's going to force them bottom. And yeah, you just got to do some miracle work with the clock. You can hook the TA and then Cogger and run away as far as possible. But yeah, she is going to be really scary right now.
We'll trade out tier 2s. Minos, aka Kataro Hayama, will be able to get that safe lane tier 2 and getting close to his Ethereal Blade, the beginning of the shotgun.
Finally the Doom gets the Crimson Guard. We see how much damage they're doing this game. So the smoke coming in here.
VG.J.Storm, always difficult to be able to get into this high ground shrine area, but they preemptively laid down a ward and put themselves actually not going to try and wrap. Instead, they got the Static Storm onto the Morphling. Instantly dead.
Yeah, a little bit too slow reaction there. Not much you could do. And now they're put in a really bad position because they got complete map control now by VG.J.Storm. All these few team fights they had. And yeah, just going to get the towers now, and then they're going to keep map control. Anyone who goes outside of the map, they're going to chase. And yeah, they do need to find a E-blade somehow in the Morphling now, which is going to be pretty tough.
You know, the Underlord matchup with the Atrophy Aura, quite strong against the Morphling, obviously, and he's not a hero that can really be shotgunned down. But then the third part is that Pit of Malice. Just excellent AoE lockdown for a lot of these heroes that depend on Lincolns to be able to protect them against initiation. We're seeing it in a fight like that, where he leads off with a Pit, and that's enough time for the Static Storm and Kinetic Field to go down. And once that combination is out with Strength Morph not activated, then it's a freebie.
Yeah, and Papita, they had a free kill on the Disruptor. They're playing really safe. Actually, Disruptor is super farmed. What is 17?
Doom, and he's really going to try and set up for that glimpse onto Doom, and it just might be worth it. But Doom is super tanky. They toss him back a little bit deeper into the Pit of Malice, but still not enough. Now a hook shot into the Cogs. They're trying to bump the Templar Assassin away, but he instantly pops his BKB, and they will Dark Rift out. They don't have the burst damage to take down that Uber.
Yeah, that was some bad miscommunication. They're hooking in on the Yules there. If that did not happen, they would have killed it PA or TA, and that could have looked a lot different, honestly. But at least 10-second BKB is out. That is something.
Clockwork drums, huh? So he just wants kind of a small stat item, I presume. No Blade Mail yet for him. No Force Staff, none of the traditional Clockwork items.
Yeah, he just wants any item that helps him right now to secure the space for Morphling, and we'll see now he's gonna almost have it. He's really scared right now, so we don't know where they are. Secure the bottom tower now.
Papita is trying to turn into a right clicker. A little bit more physical damage. In fact, it's actually more magic damage. He's going to be going a Mjolnir for his attack build. But he may not have the time to complete it. VG.J.Storm, they've taken the final remaining tier 2 tower and are beginning to threaten the high ground. They have two very dangerous tower hitters.
And this is going to be pretty hard for Infamous. They do not have that good of a high ground defense.
Yeah.
Whereas VG.J, they got really good push on these towers.
They're both short-range heroes, though, which means that they are susceptible to being gone on, even if Infamous doesn't have the greatest defense.
Yeah, but you got the save with Underlord ult, and you got 4 staffs, pipes, so they're going to be able to keep them alive for a long time. And you see TA having the BKB and a Aegis, so they really want to use this. We saw yesterday how they played a little bit too safe, so you got a lead now. You want to keep putting that pressure on. You cannot play too safe this game. You need to keep going at them.
Rocket Flare revealing some of the heroes that are trying to wrap down from that offlane jungle area. Catch somebody from Infamous. They do manage to get the glimpse once again, but the Doom goes down onto Luna. Now Luna already popped a BKB, and is just right-clicking everybody to death, and they actually turned the Doom around, which MSS stole onto Papita. He will be the 3rd person from Infamous to fall. Excel gives up his life to be able to kill an Observer ward. The shotgun comes in with the Doom already out. Wait for him. No. Oh, Resolution finally goes down. Minos turns into the Luna. Nukes him down with his own Lucent Beam. Now they're going to be able to pull him back, but it's really difficult to keep this Morphling down. But oh my goodness, he turned into the Morph, which was on full Agi almost, only a 1k HP. Now he's dead. They're going to have to mash buy back if they want to be able to stop Yawar from knocking down their buildings with this Desolator.
Yeah, forced to buy back here is really bad for them, but at least they got the Luna. Not good though, because they're going to get the tower. They need to back now.
MSS Blinking Telekinesis 1-2 combo with Yawar. He sets it up with the disable, and Yawar knocks him down.
They gotta be
the
careful
physical damage. Now Stinger tries to come in, immediately glimpses back, but Matthew, he makes his entrance to this team fight, trying to go for Yawar. Minos managed to hit over the side of the Conch with the waveform. They'll finish him off. Godlike spree going to Minos. That is 1,500 gold. And perhaps even more if he can catch some of these heroes. After all, he still has his Ethereal Blade ready to go. Waveforms over the kinetic field. If he sees SVG, he'll be able to get that Ethereal Blade combination. But slowed down by the Templar Assassin trap, and Minos just won't be fast enough to catch him.
Yeah, they're overextending a bit. They're going on that sky. And seeing as everyone was spawning, it's very risky, and now you don't have BKB there, so I'm not sure what they were thinking there. That's a little bit over-aggressive, and they're still in a really good position. TA is super farmed here, but I can still see VG.J easily throwing this game if they're not careful, because you got to store Morphling right now, and he's going to get a kill here, maybe.
Jumps out, kills SVG. Now Resolution is here, but I don't think there's anything Luna can do by himself. As we continue to see throughout the entire game, Morphling just challenges this Luna whenever he's nearby.
Yeah, Luna's got nothing. Luna is more of a team fight hero, and that's why you want to go try to end the game as soon as possible now, because we talked about scoring late game here. You easily go out of control. Morphling late game, we've seen many times that shotgun is unbelievable. They do have the Rubik aura though for it, if he wants to switch. Is right now has the null field on reducing your opponents, which maybe you would want to swap back. So that's the only way I see them losing, that they are able to burst a hero. Hook in on the TA maybe, and then just burst it before she can get her BKB off. Because she's being usually way ahead of everyone else, being very aggressive, so.
Especially since he doesn't have the greatest spell stolen right now. Maybe he'd be a bit different if he stole the Kuna Blade or something.
Yeah,
rocking the battery assault.
We saw last fight he stole the Doom, which is
that
probably
was
one of
sick.
the best spells he can steal, or possibly Luna ult or the hook.
There's the Fiery Soul Stack on the level 20 for Lina. Big upgrade in damage, especially once you do have a real right-clicking item. But he's opted instead, he just switched it up from the Maelstrom and instead thinking about the Bloodstone.
Yeah, I'm not completely sold on Bloodstone right now. You see her armor, she's sitting on 6 armor. If she gets gone on by TA, she dies in like 3 attacks. I'm not sure Bloodstone is the right item here. Maybe a Shivas would be pretty good.
Yeah, I'd be down with that.
Or even
Templar Assassin Trap won't reveal these heroes. They're smoked up. They're currently trying to set up. They actually go for the hook shot out on the side, but it's Templar Assassin who's most important. They're trying to blow him up, but the man does manage to get off his BKB refraction, turning and taking down the Doom. The Doom is already out, and looks like he only got, oh no, they actually stole the Doom and put it onto Minos. Now he got a BKB of his own. Looks like he should be able to walk it off, maybe, or maybe not. MSS can blink forward. The Doom's gonna take him out. It was close. It only had a 1 or 2 more ticks, but it was enough to complete that Morphling kill, and now down for 100 seconds. VG.J.Storm have such good raw physical damage. They will just take all of these buildings. Infamous.
That's probably even game. And MSS there, stealing Doom twice in a row. Papita going, or the Doom going for on the Luna there, but she still gets the ult off, doing absolutely nothing. So yeah, it's not much to say about this game. This is Peruvian Dota. It's hard to really give a thought behind their plays. They're just playing how they play. And yeah, that's it. That can't feel very good for them. And that can't feel really good for EG either, because it's probably the only team EG could beat at this point that now got eliminated. So, yeah.
Yeah. VG.J.Storm, Resolution's having a good time. Infamous are not. They end up going 0-19 in this DPC season. But all the tournaments of the year, you can lose and lose and lose. But at the end of the day, it is the TI qualifiers and TI itself that is most important. Infamous still have that to look forward to.
Yeah, and 0-19 now. A lot of people say that you learn a lot from losing. So they're probably learning a lot from these last games.
Thank you very much. Yes, unfortunately, a very long losing streak for Infamous. They are 0-19 at the end of the DPC tournaments. They did go 9-37 for the season itself, so not all too bad. And obviously, as Baldur rightly pointed out, plenty to learn as they head into the TI qualifiers. But they are eliminated. They are our second team removed from the Supermajor. We're down to just 14. We'll recap the match and talk about VG.J.Storm's victory in this one, and we'll give a show of the bracket a little bit later on before we close the show and show you exactly where they fit into the bracket and who they've got next in the lower bracket. Gents, let's just quickly wrap up on this one. We're going to see the replay and go through it, Alan, but it never really felt like Infamous could win this one, did it? It wasn't as good as the first game.
I mean, I think Pepita did pretty well in a mid-lane matchup that is supposed to be very TA favored. That Luna was even or ahead in CS. A lot of that was the courier getting picked off early, of course. But I thought for most of the game, the supports of VG.J.Storm just thoroughly outplayed their counterparts. When you look at SVG in on 24 of the 27 team kills, MSS had some brilliant sequences, particularly one fight in the Radiant bottom lane, stealing Doom twice in a row toward the end. I thought, and they end the game 5 and 6 levels up on their counterparts from Infamous. I thought the contributions from the 4 and 5 position were just huge.
We were pointing this out earlier. The 20-minute mark comes. It's 10-10.
Yep.
There's 1,000k gold differential. It's all quite tight. And then again, it just falls apart.
I mean, this fight, I just watched MSS this entire fight. They chased him for so long trying to kill this 2,000 health Rubik that it just strength more all the way up. Just kept putting in work. Look at this. They're going to keep chasing him too. They're trying to get some kills. And look, they're still going for this Rubik.
Yep.
And now?
And he's going to get caught.
Another one. Oh, and then Morphling. Morphling's like, oh, I want to get this Rubik. And they lose everybody trying to get a Rubik kill in this situation.
That's the MSS we like.
I was going to say, and from here on in, really, couldn't take a team fight, had no damage.
I mean, from this point on, they're just like...
It was tough, wasn't it?
They're pretty outdrafted.
Yeah,
so
I mean, they're
right now, they can't fight
back,
anymore.
Yeah, and you guys pointed out that it looked like a very fast kind of lineup and suited their style, didn't it? And up to 20 minutes, of course, again, it looks fine, and then it just all falls apart. Why is it around that time in most games that it tends to drift away from them, do you think?
I mean, it really is a lot on, to be honest, the discipline. I wasn't too crazy about their draft either. Their team fight was pretty minimal in comparison to Storm's, and they just couldn't do anything at one point. Like their items are weird to me too, a lot of their situations. So it's like everything coming together. They've got a lot to work on, and it's not just one thing, it's everything.
Yeah.
I think with an inferior draft, you can still win the lanes, right? Come out
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's
But
exactly
then once
right.
mid-game comes, the better draft will always shine through, and that's when you can't really fight anymore, especially if you make inferior decisions.
That's
The other thing, I don't want to be so harsh, but when you're playing at this level, when you're playing versus these teams that, okay, they're better than you as teams, a lot of these individual plays, these individual mistakes, you can't be making these in this level. The Doom gave up Doom twice. There was actually the 2 Dooms that I saw the Rubik use were more impactful than all the Doom's plays throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can't be making those type of mistakes in this caliber.
It's no accident that we're talking about 20 minutes, right? 20 to, I hate to sound like a broken record again, but 20 to 25 minutes is where win conditions materialize. It's where one team takes control of the game. And I think Infamous, they're individually skilled, they play their heroes well, they get through that laning phase, but those win conditions aren't there. They don't, as a team, they don't have the direction to take control of the game.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot over the last couple of months. BKBs, buybacks.
Yep.
Very important.
And they use
okay.
neither.
They did not use. I don't think they used like any
I
buybacks,
don't,
right?
I didn't see
No
any
buybacks
in that period of time.
Did
And
they have
no
a BKB?
BKBs.
I don't think they did. They got maybe a BKB
Certainly
at
not
the
in the
end
first
there, but
game.
no, I don't actually. I don't
I
think
think
so.
in either game they had no BKB,
Yeah.
and they didn't use buybacks. other than
Papita
to,
had
like,
a
life.
BKB in this one.
At
as
the
did-
very end.
Yeah, as
At the
did
very end.
Kantaro. Yeah, at the
Yeah.
end.
Okay, miserable win for them, obviously.
course.
They just need to put that out of their minds now and focus on the qualifiers. They've got a couple of really good teams down there in South America to face SG, notably in Pain as well. For VG.J Storm, though, that's a solid win. I mean, I know it didn't feel like a great win, Alan, and it was a bit grindy in the first game as well, but they'll be pleased to just get through that series, won't they?
I think they will be the first people to take a look at these replays and say, we need to play better.
Absolutely. I mean, in this game, Snaking was bottom 3 or 4 net worth again as the Sunderlord. Sure, one of your cores is going to be sacrificed a bit when you're trying to catch up after the Tia had a bad time, but I said it before this game started too. Like, he really needs to step up his game if they want to beat any of these better teams. MSS at least stepped up in this one as the Rubik.
Yeah,
but
played well. I mean, Black, you like the way that MSS play. I think you said it's like he was from a couple of years ago. He's back. That's what we remember him
MSS
for.
he stepped up tremendously in the last game. Like in the first game he was a bit but the second game he played really, really well. And one more thing, I think the way you draft in the second game, the tier 1 team will punish you hard for picking TA and Luna. It's very greedy.
Sure.
2 of your cores are pretty much just farming. None really create space for each other, and I don't think it works in the very, very high tier of Dota.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced by the first phase Luna picks.
yeah, me either.
At least the Luna won, right? Haven't
That's
seen
the
it?
first,
True.
first
First,
Luna
yeah,
in the
first
last
time
5
today.
The
games.
last 5.
Yeah.
That's one. Let's check in with the bracket right now and show you where we are in terms of the tournament. 4 matches down today, of course. Earlier on, Shiva and the gang brought you Team Liquid beating TNC and Secret beating Optic. That guaranteed, of course, that the top 7 in the DPC are now all guaranteed a place at the International. It leaves just the 8th place spot available, and that will be fought over by a number of teams, all in the lower bracket right now. Team Spirit then went down to Evil Geniuses after a tremendous comeback from EG, and the reward for that is that they will now play Optic Gaming in the next round.
It's just destiny, isn't
is
it?
good.
It has to be
Picture-
some kind of destiny. And there's all
perfect.
sorts of things going on around that one, which I'm going to discuss with the panel in just a moment. The other match, of course, you've just seen VG.J Storm. They came through against Infamous, and they will play in the next round TNC. So a tough match for both of those
That's a good
teams
match.
tomorrow as well. Now, before we look at the schedule, I do want to talk about this Optic EG game with you gents, because
Rivalry.
it's a bit spicy. There's a North American rivalry. It's Peter's old team, and there's a couple of other players that played with him. They all know each other really well, and there's some DPC implications in this.
There's the line of argument that goes, if EG wants their NA qualifiers to be easier, they would actually want Optic to win that series.
But then they're out of the tournament.
No.
Then they're out of the
Yeah,
tournament.
then
then
they're
they're losing, and then it's Sumail losing to PPD.
Right, there is no way on God's green earth that Sumail is going to throw a series to Peter. It's just not going to happen.
Haven't we also spoken about the rumor that they want to play in the European scene?
No. Yeah, we've spoken about it, but
It's
it's
been debunked.
absolutely not.
Impossible?
They can't do that.
Impossible. Phil,
cannot do it.
manager
It's
at
been
EG, already
debunked.
tweeted back
Yes.
to me, hey, it's not a
Good.
thing, we're playing in NA, so thank
right.
you to Phil for that, and thanks for Evil Geniuses, they also retweeted it, so it's absolutely not a thing. I know we've been hearing that all morning and thinking that was going to be what it was. I think mainly because of locality more than anything else of the players, but they are going to play in NA region, yes.
Good.
Yes.
So-
Right, let's take a look at the schedule. For tomorrow, day number 4 of the tournament, and day number 2 of the playoffs. We've got plenty of games. Pre-show at 9:30 with Shiva in the morning, of course. We've got Virtus Pro versus Newbie and LGD versus Mineski. We'll be covering Vici Gaming versus Na'Vi and VG.J Thunder versus the Final Tribe. Alan.
I wanted one final word as we close the show out tonight. I want to give a shout out to my friend Loda, who announced his retirement from Pro Dota 2. He leaves with 801 career victories. He's a part of the second winningest duo all time, him and Aki. He has the second most wins with a single team behind only Dendi with Na'Vi. 20 tournament titles and a TI title to his name. Had a tremendous impact on our game. I don't think Dota would be where it is without him today.
Yep, no, great words. I'll add mine to that as well. Loda, thank you very much, because you were one of the original guys that introduced me to Dota 2 and told me it's a great game. Come and do our game, is what you said all those years ago, 5 years ago. And he was also responsible for making me learn Mirana in the early days as well. So anyone that's played with me with a Mirana, I'm sorry, it's Loda's fault. But congrats to John on retirement and on being promoted to coach as well. Because what do you make of that? Because that's like his brain is a good Dota brain, right?
Interesting.
Guy understands the
Interesting.
game.
Yeah.
So presumably as a coach, he should thrive.
I think in this position, that was the best move for him to make.
Yeah.
I think like all the criticism and everything, sure, it's been there. He's had a bit of a rough time in the last few years, but he's still one of the classics. He's been around forever.
One of the all-time greats for sure in,
Yep.
in the Dota scene. Also, there's also a choice of route of where'd you go. As a TI winner for Alliance, you can go Mima full-time. You can just straight out retire. You can end up at Evil Geniuses, or you can become a coach of the team that you've been at.
I think he made the best choice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Wow, that's so BM. S4's going to not like you anymore.
No, Gustav's my homie.
He was your homie.
He was my homie.
But it's great. I mean, in a weird kind of way, it feels weird because we had S4 winning earlier with EG. We had Admiral Bulldog doing the commentary at the end, and obviously Loader's retired all on the same time. I feel like there's some sort of TI3 magic in the air. Maybe.
Makes me sad.
It is time for us to close the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has been another long day, so we thank you for joining us all day long. Hope you've enjoyed the Dota 2 today. It's been some really exciting stuff. Maybe not of the highest quality all the time, but it's definitely exciting, and it's definitely starting to warm up here at the Supermajor. Day number 4 will be no different. 2 more teams eliminated, 2 more teams finding their way through to the semi-final of the upper bracket. We'll see you tomorrow.